Ava had always hated mirrors. As a child, she swore she saw things in them that weren't really there, shadows moving when she stood still, faint whispers when she was alone. Her mother dismissed it as an overactive imagination, her father called it childish nonsense. But even as she grew, Ava avoided them. She refused to have one in her bedroom. Even in public bathrooms, she'd wash her hands without glancing up. Then she moved into the old apartment. It was cheap, suspiciously cheap for a place in the city. The landlord had been eager to hand her the keys, barely mentioning the full-length antique mirror in the bedroom, bolted to the wall. It was massive, stretching from the wooden floor to the ceiling, framed in intricate gold. She wanted to cover it. Something about its glass unsettled her. It was too dark, too deep. But no matter what she did, the reflection always peeked through. Then the strange thing started happening. At first, it was small, a flicker in the corner of her eye, her reflection seeming a fraction too slow. A faint smudge on the glass that looked eerily like a handprint. Then one night, she woke to the sound of breathing. Heavy, slow, right beside her. But when she turned, nothing. Only the mirror reflecting the empty room. Until the reflection blinked. Ava's blood turned to ice. She wasn't moving. But her reflection was. Slowly, it raised a hand and placed it against the glass. "Let me out," it mouthed. Ava scrambled backward, shaking her head violently. This wasn't real. It couldn't be real. The reflection smiled. Not her smile, something else. Something wicked. Then it moved, pressing both hands against the glass, its mouth stretching wider, its lips moving faster, whispering something she couldn't hear. And then the glass cracked. A jagged web of fractures spread across the mirror. Ava screamed, scrambling for the door. The lights flickered. The room seemed to stretch, darken, the air turning thick like syrup. She turned the handle, yanking desperately. A sharp sound filled the air. The sound of shattering glass. Then silence. When Ava finally turned around, the mirror was empty. No cracks. No reflection. Just smooth, polished glass. She felt her body go numb. Slowly, hesitantly, she stepped forward. Her reflection was gone. She raised a trembling hand to the mirror. It was cold. Solid. Nothing moved inside. She let out a shaky breath. Maybe she had imagined it. Maybe it was just exhaustion, just stress. Then she heard it. Soft, muffled. From inside the mirror. A scream. Her own. She stumbled back in horror, staring at her own empty reflection. And then, slowly, something else stepped into view. Not her. Not anymore. It turned to face her, smiled that wrong smile, and walked away, leaving Ava trapped in the dark, screaming, pounding on the other side of the glass. Forever.